She's down. He's on her. Oh my God, he's not stopping. The screams tore through the safari park. Children watched from the tram. Handlers froze. And in the center of it all, Sarah Hastings lay motionless in the dust. She was one of the most trusted big cat trainers in the country. She'd raised that lion from a cub, played with him, fed him, spoke to him like a brother. But on that day, under a clear sky in front of a live audience, something changed, and instinct took over. This is the story of Sarah Hastings, a lion handler whose final moments stunned the world and left an entire industry asking how close is too close to a predator. Before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share Sarah's story with someone who cares about animals, training, and the truth behind the spectacle. Your support helps us bring these important stories to light. Let's begin. Sarah Hastings wasn't the kind of person who bragged. She didn't need to. Her presence in the lion compound said it all. From the moment she entered the enclosure, the animals responded, calm, controlled, like they knew she belonged. At just 27, she had become the senior carnivore trainer at Wildgate Safari Park in Arizona, home to over 30 big cats, including 9 lions. Her favorite, and most famous, was Nero, a 460-pound male she had helped hand-raise after his mother rejected him at birth. They had a bond trainers only dream of. She bottle-fed him, slept beside his pen during his first fever, trained him to respond to hand signals, eye contact, even voice inflection. Visitors called it magic. Colleagues called it rare. Sarah called it trust. But trust can become a trap, because no matter how well you know an animal, you can never fully control it. Early July. Temperatures were soaring past 100 degrees. Tensions among the lions, especially between Nero and the younger males, were increasing. Behavioral logs noted signs of agitation, restless pacing, unprovoked growling, minor dominant skirmishes. Sarah dismissed them. She knew Nero better than anyone. July 9th. It was a busy Sunday. Over 400 visitors at the park. Sarah was scheduled to do a special Walk with the Lions event, a behind-the-scenes tour where a selected group could view her working inside the enclosure with Nero during feeding and enrichment. Despite warnings from other staff, she insisted on going in alone. Cameras were rolling. Families watched from the safari tram, less than 20 feet away. At first, everything seemed normal. Nero trotted out. Sarah gave a calm hand signal. He laid down, head tilted. She tossed a raw beef chunk and smiled at the crowd. Then, without warning, Nero lunged. There was no growl, no warning swipe, just a sudden blur of muscle, claws, and jaws. He knocked her to the ground in seconds, bit down on her shoulder, then clamped onto her neck. Children screamed. A father filming on his phone dropped the device. She's down, he's on her. Oh my God, he's not stopping. It took 34 seconds for armed staff to arrive. But policy prohibited them from firing unless a second handler gave the green light. That handler was frozen. By the time a tranquilizer was fired, Sarah had stopped moving. Paramedics rushed in as soon as Nero was sedated, but the injuries were catastrophic. 2 vertebrae shattered, spinal cord severed, massive blood loss. Sarah Hastings was pronounced dead at 2:26 p.m. The news went global. Lion kills trainer during live demo. Tragedy at Safari Park. Beloved handler mauled by hand-raised cat. The public was in shock. How could this happen? How could he, Nero, the gentle giant, turn so violently? An investigation followed. Footage was reviewed, witnesses interviewed, behavioral experts called in. The conclusion? It wasn't an accident. It wasn't confusion. It was a dominance response, a sudden shift in Nero's perception of Sarah from leader to rival. Why? No one knows for sure. Some blamed the heat. Others pointed to earlier incidents where Nero had displayed brief flashes of aggression that Sarah downplayed. And then there was the timing. Nero was reaching sexual maturity, testosterone levels rising, instincts changing. The Sarah who once fed him milk was now another lion in the pride, and he decided to assert himself. After her death, the park was closed for 2 weeks. Nero was not euthanized at the family's request. Instead, he was transferred to a sanctuary with stricter no-contact policies. Sarah's family released a heartbreaking statement. She loved Nero. She never feared him, and she wouldn't want his life taken because of her death. But others weren't so forgiving. Animal rights groups condemned the use of big cats in close-contact events. Former trainers came forward, criticizing Wildgate's safety protocols, and the public began to ask, why do we keep placing human lives in the path of apex predators? Because no matter how well-trained, a lion is still a lion. Built to dominate, programmed to kill, not for cruelty, for survival. Sarah believed her love could overcome that, and in the end, it couldn't. The Sarah Hastings Foundation for Big Cat Welfare was founded 6 months later. It advocates for ending direct contact shows with large carnivores and funds research into ethical, non-invasive training. At her memorial, a friend read her favorite quote, "If you want to touch something wild, be prepared to bleed." Sarah didn't die recklessly. She died doing what she believed in. But her story reminds us, trust is powerful, but instinct is stronger. If this story moved you, if it made you question the line between admiration and control, let that be the beginning. Support big cat sanctuaries. Speak out against unsafe practices, and honor the memory of a woman who gave everything to something that could never be tamed. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share Sarah's story. Because some stories are too important to forget. Even if they end in silence,